All right, let's look at the end of the chapter, programming projects. So there's all this assignment in chapter 20, and they're due tonight. All right, let's look at the first one. This link is still correct. So this is what you need to do. So use the template at this link to write a program that creates 2 priority queues for integers. Prompt the user to enter 2 lines of integers. Read each line of integers as a string, a line of characters, a string, and extract the integers from the string and add the strings to the 2 queues respectively. Display their union, difference, and intersection. So here's a note that the priority queue can have duplicates. The union of 2 priority queues may have duplicates, and display or output in increasing order. And look at this here. This is sample 1. And so your program prompts the user to enter the integers here all in one line for Q1, and this is for Q2. And here, the union of the 2 priority queue is, so you're going to display this in this order, the difference and the intersection. Now further, continue to read. Use the collection interfaces add all for union, remove all for difference, and retain all for intersection. So this is the name of the class. So here, I'm going to look at this. So this is the link. You need to follow this link to write the code and see here and read this, and you're going to get the input and put it into Q1. So here's, you're going to write this method, stored to priority queue. So here is the method. The method is right here, stored to priority queue right here. And you're going to write the code to implement this. How do you take this a line of integers and put it into a priority queue and return this priority queue right here? Okay, so now you have this Q1 and a Q2. So here we're going to have this is the queue here. Look, this is Q1. I don't want to change any contents of the Q1 in this process here. And when you do add all and remove all, you're going to change this. If you do a Q1 dot add all Q2, and then you get the contents of Q1 is changed. So I want to keep this 2, Q1 and Q2 not changed. So here we create another one. Here is this priority queue and Q1. All right, so fill in the code here. What code do you need to fill? Look, it's to get the union. So you get the union and in this queue. So you simply write this is Q dot add all Q2. So that's the line you write right here. And now you can display the union of the 2 priority queues is, so here, invoke this method to return the string representation of this result. It's increasing order of the queue. So here's the queue. So you're going to get this here, right here. All right, so you need to look at this. Hey, what is this increasing order? So you need to implement it and return a string. All right, any questions?
So the template code it's correct, you said, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Is this clear now?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. So let's move on to the next one now. So the next one, thanks for correction from a student. So this should be a modify live example 20.12. So I'm gonna go to open another tab. So I'm gonna open another tab here. So this is another tab. So we'll get to that code today. I think it's 2012. Going to 2012. So go down to, yes, okay, so this is live example 2012. Evaluate expression. So we're gonna look at this code here, and using the command line, you're gonna pass this from the command line here. You're gonna pass this the usage here. So when you use it, you see how this is done here. This is the one here, Java. This is the compiler, Java C here. This is Java here. It's to run it. Java evaluate expression. So here you put all this expression as one string in this double quotation marks inside. So this is the one. So this is 99 plus 728 times 2 minus 728. So this is the result. So this is the one. All right, so this is passed from the command line. So you look at the code here is to check the usage. So you have to have exactly one argument to pass. So if that's not the case, and so this is the error here, and display this. So you have to write this. When you run the code, you have to pass this expression in this double quotation marks like this here. All right, exit. Okay, this is check the usage. It's correct. And now we're going to try to get this expression evaluated. So we're going to first, this is the evaluate expression. So here, call this is the method here. So if this is something's wrong, so there's a rest exception. So it's a wrong expression. So if this, we're going to see this, so you're going to rest exception. You're going to see this from here. Here, evaluate expression. So here's string. So we're going to use the stack for the operands. Okay. And this is the operand stack. And you can just simply say, I'm going to use this new stack. So here I already imported this stack, the one from the Java API. So I use this stack right here. This is for the operand, and this is for the operator. So this is the another stack here. So here's the characters. So this is all the characters. So plus sign, minus sign, multiplication sign, divide sign, and this parenthesis signs. All right, and now we're going to do this. This is the for easy to process this. I'm going to insert, make sure insert blank between all this symbols. So, and just it's for the reason you're going to see it when I use the expression dot split. I'm going to split it, and by space you have to give me at least one space for me to separate things like 1 plus 2. So I'm going to have one space plus 2 plus space 2. So there's a space. So that is the purpose for this insert of blanks. All right, so insert blanks, I'm getting this token right here, all these tokens as a array of strings. And so here we're gonna get for each token. So if token.length is equal to 0, so we just skip it. So that's something you may get to this empty tokens. So I'm gonna skip this. So this is a continue and go back to the for loop. So this else if token dot character at 0. So if this is the current character, I'm scanning it. So if this is a plus sign or it's a minus sign, so we're going to process this, the while loop. If the operator stack is not empty, so we can evaluate it, the whatever in the operator stack. So look at this is operators, any of these operators can be processed. So this is not empty, and so this peak is plus, minus, multiply, and divide. So we're going to invoke this method, process and operator. So process and operator for this here is operator stack and operand stack and operator stack. So this is the process. All right, so let's see how you process it. And I'm going to go to this process and operator. So this is two stacks, operand and operator. So we get this pop one from the operator stack. So this is going to be operator. And this is the operand. So operand, and this is the 1, and this is 2. So from the operand stack, we get 2. So look, if this is plus, we're going to plus add this OP2 plus OP1 or OP1 plus OP2. So this is the yeah, this is the same, but the when you do a minus from the other ones, the first one, the one in the stack. So this is the top one, the most recent one, OP1, and then after OP1 you get OP2. So if you have a minus, so this you see use OP2 minus OP1. So that's here. All right, so here the result is pushed back to the operand stack. So this is how see all this is done. All right, and we're gonna go continue look this code here. All right, so you continue to do this process, and so and this is will eventually there's be nothing in the operator stack. So and now so what you do here is operator stack dot push. So you can now push the ones here. See the one you get this, whatever it's plus sign or the minus sign, you're gonna push it to right here. Push it into the operator stack. All right, so else if it's multiply and divide. So you going to only you can do is if the stack is empty, you can look at the operator, peek it. If it's multiply or divide, you're going to do it. If it's minus, you cannot do it, or plus, you cannot do it because this one has the high precedence. You have to wait for this to be processed. Okay. If you have any questions, please speak to me.
So
yes, I have a question.
Oh, you go first.
I noticed you were using we had to pass arguments in with that command line when we ran the Java program. Is it possible for a Java program to get input like command line arguments from somewhere other than standard input? Like, could it be done like another way when you invoke the program?
From a file?
Yeah, like from a file, or just, I mean,
Yeah.
not directly in your code, but like, is there another, like, can it only be a string or the passed in, or can it be like another form of information?
Oh, no, you have to, this is only string. It's always passed from the command line to string. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then you can convert the string into numbers.
Okay.
So is this the base code we're using for project 2?
Yes. Okay. Next I'm gonna show you how to modify this code here.
All right.
All right. So, but first thing we're gonna understand how this works. Okay. You see the reason you go look at this here you scan it. So I ask you to look at this, the process, how this is done, the algorithm, how it works. Okay. Last time we did this, we went through this and see this is the animation. So you're gonna scan it. You basically you're gonna go see here is the entire string. You're gonna scan and process it. Okay. All right. So here, now there's another kind of symbols here is this parenthesis. So what happens if you have the opening parenthesis? So I'm going to go to the opening parenthesis. Okay, this is the opening parenthesis here. So opening parenthesis. Okay, so when you have this opening parenthesis, you simply push it to the operator stack. So this is the operator stack right here. Okay, all right. If you have this encounter the closing parenthesis, and now you can process all things in this operator stack up to the matching opening parenthesis. See, that's right here. All this is done here. Okay. All right. So look, if this token here is not any of the symbols, it's a number. So what you do is push the number to the operand stack. All right. See the process and understand it, how it works. All right. Let's now modify the code. So we need to add these two operators. So look back here. Two operators we're going to add is this. It's the remainder operator. So remainder operator has exactly the same precedence as multiplication and division. So you're going to treat this exactly as multiplication and division in the code. It's really simple now. You just look, I'm going to go copy the code right here. This is the, there's a couple, one thing is, first thing is this. We have small change here is your program should prompt, this time should prompt the user to enter an expression, evaluate the expression, and display the result. So instead of passing from the command line, so this time you're going to have the prompting message, and then let the user enter this expression as a string. Okay, so that's first thing you need to do. So when you do all this incrementally, all right, so go back, look at everything. I'm gonna go copy and paste this code. So I'm gonna copy and paste this code now and do this changes here. So I just copy and paste the code, and I'm gonna put it into my IDE here. So this is my IDE. I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna share the screen now. Reshare the screen here. Just a second. I'm gonna reshare the screen. You're gonna see my IDE now. Okay. Do you see my IDE now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. So I'm going to put this. So I'm gonna open this to create a new Java class. So what is the class name? Exercise 20 underscore
23, yeah.
23. Okay, so I'm gonna do a copy and paste. So I'm going to show you the process, how you're going to do this one step at a time. I have actually a hint here. You need to look at this also here. Let's just go back. The hint. There is a hint right here. So let's go to that hint as well. So I'm going to look at the hint. So maybe I should do share the entire screen. Let's reshare everything here. So this will make it easy here. I'm gonna reshare everything. Okay, do you see my entire screen now?
Yes.
Okay, so I just copied this link here. So for a hint on this program, please see this. I just copy this entire hint. Oh, so I'm gonna copy the hint here. Copy this hint link. Okay, so this is the hint link here. So I'm going to scroll to 20. All right, this is 20 here. You can see this is all this very helpful and help you go through this, how you're going to modify it. Okay, so I'm going to just to give you some just heads up on this. Okay, so you see my my ID here? Do you? You see the ID? Okay. All right. So we're going to change this here. Instead of doing this, all right. So what you do is I'm going to comment this. So you're going to do it one step at a time. All right. So here is going to have this. Scanner input, new scanner system dot in. All right, so I'm gonna do this exactly as in the book. So here it has this. I'm gonna go back to look at this. It says enter an expression. So go back here. So enter an expression. All right, so here now is string. Okay, so the expression is this. S input dot next line. So you get the entire line. And now change this to S and this to S. Okay, so now run the code and do it incrementally. See if it works this for this starting part. All right, so here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to enter 1 plus 2 times 3 minus 1. Okay, just see. All right, that's right, 6. Okay, and let's do another one here and see if we have something like 1 plus 2 and 2. So this is incorrect. You have a space here. There's nothing. So it should tell you this is wrong. This one is actually okay. So there's something all right. So this is actually a small bug in the code. I guess this is something we just discovered it. So we're gonna go to this 1 plus 2. If you have another one like symbol here, this will say wrong expression. So I guess we need to fix that small bug here in the code. Yeah. All right. If you can fix that, that's great. If you don't, let's leave it alone because that's you inherited my mistake. Okay. All right. So that's one thing now. Do the next, the remainder. All right. So that's going to be simple, right? You understand the code now? You just say here, you're going to insert bracket around all this, and you have to make sure that we'll also take care of this, those two symbols as well. Okay, so that means this insert will take care of those symbols here. Now, then you go to this insert blanks, you read the code, you're gonna see that you're gonna add, you need to have that there. Add this too. Okay. So it has to be here. Okay. So just read the code, study it thoroughly. You're going to see, you're going to fix everything here. Okay. All right, we're going to get this fixed now. Okay. But we don't do anything processing for this. So we need to do one thing next. Let's look at this remainder. Remainder is the same as, so multiply and divide. So we're going to add this. I'm going to add this in between right here. Wherever I see there's a multiply, I'm going to also put this remainder here. Wherever I have it, I'm going to put the remainder here. Okay. So wherever I write any code for this one here, and I'm going to do for this. Okay. All right. So this is the idea. You just have to keep doing it. I'm not going to do all code now for you. So you do the rest and be careful to study all the code and all lines and make sure you don't miss anything. Okay. All this. All right. What about this exponent here? You do the exponentiation here. See exponent right here, exponent. So this right here, the operator, the exponent operator has the highest precedence. All right, this has the highest precedence. And the remainder, we know that has the same precedence as multiplication and division. And now for simplicity, we're going to assume that expression has at most one. So just simplify it so you don't have to get involved like this chain together. And so it's you need more consideration. So this is going to be simple. You can look at this example here. If you do this, enter the expressions 2 times, 5 times, and 2's power raised to 3. So this is just 1 right here. It's not like you get a multiple together and chain together. So that's a different matter. So this is coming back here. Now you need to add the code. To look at the code you need to do is this. Wherever you have this multiply and divide, you have to add another thing after this is else if this is token at this position and character at 1 at this position, if else if you write something right here, else if this is okay, if it is this, okay, so you need to write the code for this. Okay, for this is actually really simple. If you have this, because you can't do anything else, you have to let this to finish, right? So the way you're going to do it, you have to just push this to the stack. You're going to just push this operator to the operator stack. Okay. All right, so now look here. All of this here, you have to add. So if this, you have to add the processing for the, if this operator is okay, and same thing here, you're gonna add this. If this is here, so you're going to have another one here. It's this. Okay. All right. So going back to this process and operator. In this process and operator, you need to take care of this plus, minus, multiply, and divide, as well as remainder and the exponent operator. Okay, so I think that's all the heads up I'll give you. And so if you have questions, just let me know. Do you have a question now?
Yes, I have a
yes.
question again.
Yes, go ahead.
So, how important is it to understand like how to write the implementation of like certain like concrete classes in the collections framework? Like for instance, like stack, and I know we're gonna deal with linked list, and like should we be familiar with like writing that, making that work, or just conceptually?
Yes, we will get into this in chapter 24, and you can look at the implementation for all of this, for the array list, linked list, for actually stack and queues and priority queues. You're gonna see it. It's actually not difficult. Once you get into this, and you have really good complete understanding of the data structures.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, can we move on? No questions, so I'm going to move on now. I'm going to stop share and reshare this screen. So just focus on the ones I really need. This is the one. So I'm going to focus on this. Okay. I'm going to start to introduce very important data structures, very useful. It's like just like the very classic data structure here is sets and maps in the next chapter. So the okay. A data structure is a collection object that contains other objects. So it's a content object. So we have list, array list, linked list. We have also stacks and queues, priority queues. You see the purpose are different. Now this set and is another data structure for holding data, has a different purpose, different use. This set is super efficient data structure, but it has some restrictions. So the restriction, number one restriction is no duplicates. You cannot have like two strings the same literal strings. No, there's no duplicates. That's restriction one. And the second restriction is there is no notion of indexing. You cannot say, hey, there's no sequence here, strict sequence. You can say, hey, I'm going to get the first one, get the 10th one, get the 50th one. No, there's no. So that's different from the list. But with those two restrictions, if you don't care about these two restrictions, in all time, you should just use set because it's super efficient. It's super fast. Consider we're looking at the data is a huge amount of data. It's big data. It's just tons of data. Okay, and you do a simple operation. You want to retrieve, and you want to find if this person is like in this collection. Okay, you have a lot of people there. If you want to find this particular person, and you can do it super fast using set. Okay? If you do a lot of this operation, you just want to do a check. Hey, if this person is in this list. So that's the one, the set. All right, we're gonna first let's look at the set, and we're gonna look at the map later. So set. This is the overall design in the Java API for set. There's three types of concrete classes. Look at the collection is interface, and then the sub-interface is a set. And then you get some abstract classes, and then finally come down to the concrete classes: hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. All right, so here you're going to see this is collection and set, and this is the concrete hash set, and there's a linked hash set, and here is the tree set. So these are the concrete classes. Look at this, the notation in the UML diagram. So this is the hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. Among these three sets, hash set is the most efficient. It just the one, the basic one. It's the most efficient one. Now you're going to see that, hey, what is the linked hash set? Linked hash set actually has some sequence for the elements you added into set. So maintain the sequence and using this linked hash set. So if you add more restriction, you add more stuff, add more features, and you incur some cost. And here, tree set, yes, it has more cost. It's because you want to maintain in certain order. So this hash set is most basic. It's most efficient. All right. Okay, now let's see how you're going to use it. You already know how to use it because it's a collection, right? So we know how to use a collection, so it's a collection. It's everything you have done with collection is now applicable to sets. Okay. All right, so now you can write some code. For example, here, I'm going to get this set right here. So look here, I'm going to choose this, and I'm going to say this is new hash set. Okay, writing this code. Hey, you can say just collection. All right, so because this add method, this is all fine. Yeah, this is, you can actually change it to linked list. This code should work. Okay, but now I'm going to use set. Okay, no, you cannot use a new hash set. Set is interface, so you have to concrete class new. All right, so now you're going to see here we add this strings into the set. London, Paris, New York, San Francisco, Beijing, New York again. So you have 2 New York here. You're only going to display. So here I'm going to display and using for each loop, and this is using for each method. And you're going to see it's when it's displayed in any arbitrary order. There's no particular order. There's no order. All right. And also there's no duplicates. And New York was added twice. There's only 1 New York here. All right. Okay. Now, if you change this to array list or linked list, all right, you see, you can rerun the pro code, see what happens. You have London, Paris. You're going to have London, Paris in this order. So this is going to be right here. London, Paris, New York, San Francisco, Beijing, and New York. It's the same order you added. It also has duplicates. Okay. All right, do you see this data structure here? Is they have the purpose is the same, contain data, but depending on your application. So if you don't care about any order, you don't care about any duplicates, and you can choose the most efficient one. It's a set. So this is something we're going to also we'll study why it is so efficient, and we have to look at implementation later in this course. So the way we organize the class is first we're going to introduce how we use the data structures, and then we get into how to implement data structures, and then finally we're going to get into how we're going to design and develop our own custom data structures. Okay, I'm going to stop here. If you have any questions, so please ask. Feel free to leave and stay here. And if you have some private questions, and stay here. Oh, there's one thing, please. I sent an email to you for the exam. All right, so we're gonna have 3 exams this semester. So this is going to be first exam. It's going to be September 18th, right? Okay, and then I'm going to announce it when we get an appropriate time. So I'm going to announce it and just in time before a week before we have the exam for the next. And there's the final exam, and the final exam, the time is already fixed by the university. Final exam. And we're going to look at together and the final exam when we get to the final exam time. Okay, now so what about this exam? The scope of this exam is chapter 18, 19, 20, and 21. Okay? All right. The format for the exam is just like what you did in your assignment. Multiple choice questions and the programming projects. All right, you're going to do this in a different software we have. So it's called Live Lab. When we're going to start the exam, and I will let you create it at the exam time.
How many questions would be on the exam?
I don't know yet, but I think it's going to be easily managed within this 50 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, you said it's going to be what?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Sorry, can you repeat your answer to the question?
Can I what? I'm sorry.
Can you repeat your answer to the question?
The answer to your question. The answer to the previous question is how many problems in the exam. So my answer now is I don't have it now. I don't know it now. but it's going to be easily managed within 50 minutes. So you'll be able to finish it within
Great.
50 minutes. Yeah,
It's going to be in 15 minutes.
50 minutes, 550, 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is the class time. So it's going to be that's why I'm going to look at the how many questions I'm going to put it. Yeah. Okay.
Someone asked in the notes if it's open note.
No, you know, it's no.
And I know you said
Let
it
me
goes. Okay.
let me do this. I think I'm going to look at this and see how we're going to yeah to manage this. Okay, I think I'm going to do this. I'll let you open as this. You can access the book. Okay. All right. But you know, this is something I'm just not really comfortable, but I think I'm going to open to this idea. I don't want you to go during the exam to study and take the exam, study, take the exam at the same time. So you only have 50 minutes. So if you're going to spend your time doing this, and so this is just counterproductive. You know, so this is something, it's going to be up to you. I'm going to give you this option. You can look at the book. But you really need to study and prepare for the exam. And just without the book, you should be able to do it. Is that fair?
Yeah. I think
Okay.
the question was like more about like our personal notes.
Okay, personal notes. Yes. Okay, you can look at your personal notes. Yes, as well. Yes. Just please be aware that you're going to finish it with that 50 minutes time. Yeah.
Will there be a coding section where you have to author code?
No, I think I'm going to have you to write the complete code. If there's something I'm going to provide to you. Yes, I think it's this one is probably just a complete code. And then later, if we have very large program, and then I provide you additional code, then you have to add it your own code.
So that means, just to be clear, that means that it's like fill in the blank, like parts of the code, or will we have to write at this point in our entirety?
I think for this exam is nothing like that. It's a multiple choice question, of course. That's something you're going to make choices that. And then there's the programming part. Just you need to be able to write the code using recursion. So that's going to just give you you have to write the code, the complete program. And then some data structures, you can use all this data structures. Not everything be tested on the exam. So just selecting just one or two, you're going to write it.
Okay, thank you.
Using data structures, yeah. Yeah, so feel free to leave, but you are welcome to stay. Okay. Anything, if you have any question at any time, so please feel free to email me at any time. If I cannot address your question by email, and we can set up a Zoom meeting, best time, maybe we can set up the Zoom meeting after or before the class.
All right, thank you. Have a good one, Professor.
All right, have a good weekend, everybody. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and stop recording.